You're looking at a living dinosaur right now, something that is going to be extinct next year. No, not me, the Mazda 6. If you haven't heard, earlier this year, Mazda said, we're done. The Mazda 6 will be no more in 2022. This 2021 I'm sitting on is the last of its breed. The last mid-size sedan as a Mazda 6 that you will see on the road. Unless for some reason, like a lot of these manufacturers are doing these days, they'll have a comeback in so many years. Maybe they'll make the Mazda 6 a hybrid or fully electric. It worked for the Mustang, right? Well, with that said, which is sad because it's a pretty competitive field, but Mazda thinks the future is crossovers, SUVs, probably electric and hybrids as well, as everyone is doing these days. So it's not selling. So if it's not selling, it's got to go. I'm going to do a little look back here today. We're going to do a final review of what this vehicle offered, some of my pros and cons, things I liked about it, and one thing that still bothers me, which makes sense and why it can't be competitive anymore, and I'll tell you what that is. So, yeah, no more zoom. It's all gone. Let's go.
And a big welcome back to Everyman Driver. I'm your host, Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching. Well, here it is, your highly requested review of the 2014 Mazda 6 midsize sedan. This week, we're behind the wheel of the 2015 Mazda 6 in this gorgeous soul red exterior color. This is one of my favorite colors of all time. Debuting in 2012 as the flagship model on Mazda's new generation product lineup, the Mazda 6 continues to turn heads, and this 2016 version is no exception. With me this week, now in its third generation, the 2017 Mazda 6, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary. This week we have the 2018 Mazda 6 and machine gray metallic. There are three things about this 2019 Mazda 6 that are missing that could make or break it for consumers on whether or not they want to buy this midsize sedan. This is the 2020 Mazda 6. Yeah, dog! Woo! Skyactiv G, nice to see you. So 2 engines are and were available for the Mazda 6. I feel like it's going to be weird talking present tense, but also past tense because this is the last we're going to see it. But 2 engines, both 2.5 liter 4 cylinders. One is a turbocharged, which we have on our tester this week. There are actually 6 trim levels available: Sport, Touring, Grand Touring, Grand Touring Reserve, Carbon Edition, which is new this year, and then Signature. The big deal is they're all front wheel drive only. No all-wheel drive, and that's my biggest stick point. If there was a 2022, I would be saying, you're killing me, Mazda. Where is the all-wheel drive? You can't compete with other mid-size sedans if you don't have all-wheel drive, or at least the option of that. That's all this has, and that's all it will ever have, unless, of course, it comes back in the future. So the base engine has a 187 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque, both made to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Ours here has 227 horses, 310 pound-feet of torque. They say that's with regular gas, whereas if you went for 93 octane, it goes to 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy, 23 city, 29 highway for a mixed driving number of 26. So there you go. Hello and goodbye, Skyactiv G. So the Mazda 6 isn't the only model that Mazda is dropping from its lineup moving forward. They're also getting rid of the CX-3 subcompact crossover. Mazda is citing consumer interest as the reason behind dropping these 2. So the final sedan you have available through Mazda is the Mazda 3. Your current competitors with the Mazda 6 include the Kia K5, Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, Hyundai Sonata, Nissan Altima, Chevy Malibu, the Volkswagen Passat, and the Subaru Legacy, just to name a few. Midsize cars have great value. It's sad to see that the 6 is going away. There's so many benefits of a midsize vehicle. You've got the to and from work, hauling the kids. In fact, this vehicle has the latches in the back for a couple of car seats if you want. There's also the road trips. Midsize cars have a good balance between their MPGs, the comfort and space. And then there's also the performance aspect. And that's where some of these vehicles
are having that option of a turbo and all-wheel drive, so they can go more places than not. Unfortunately, Mazda's not going anywhere next year, and they didn't do anything about the all-wheel drive. So in addition to the Carbon Edition appearance package that is new this year, they also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard for 2021.
Mazda Feel Alive. There are 3 ways to open the trunk lid. There's a button on the inside. There's one here on the key fob, not in the face, not in the back, but on the spine. Press and hold that button. It just opens it, doesn't automatically lift it up. And the third way is just below the Mazda logo. So yes, this is small for the class. Even though we have a nice looking midsize sedan, this is just 14.7 cubic feet of volume. You can increase the length by pulling these tabs here and folding down the back seats, which are a 60-40 split. Got a couple of bags in here. You definitely can put your groceries in there and stuff, but it is a limiter in the class, but you don't have to worry about it in 2022. The pros of this vehicle have been steady over the years. We're talking about incredible styling on the outside. The inside is impeccable, brilliant with the way it's designed. I really love the interior look of this car. I think it's probably the best looking interior of the other midsize sedans, maybe with the exception of the Kia K5, but I'm a little biased toward Kias in general. So looking inside this, it's got just a beautiful, elegant, near luxury level interior. I mean, it's not that far away from an Acura, don't you think? The seats have always been a very comfortable and supportive platform, although one of the downsides or cons that you see or hear is that it doesn't drive comfortably. It doesn't have a smooth ride. And maybe that's because it's got a sports tuned suspension and it's meant to be more of a driver's car. It leans more toward thrills than overall comfort, but the comfort isn't that bad either. Let's do a little demo here. Put it in sport mode and accelerate on the highway when it's our turn, and we'll get a feel for this this turbocharged engine and the 6-speed automatic transmission. Here we go. Front wheels squealing, still squealing. And are we up to speed? Boom, 60 miles per hour. And that was coming from a stop, entering the highway. I've always had good experience with my backseat legroom and headroom in Mazda 6s. They always feel a little bigger than a midsize to me. I'm 5'11". This is my position as a driver up front, so plenty of room here behind the seat for my knees. We got the sunroof there, a slider, blank handles, 4 of those all the way around. Decent headroom. They have an indent in the roof line, so that's good. Really beautiful interior. Of course, we got the top trim level, so that helps out with all the bells and whistles and trims and comfort in here. I like it. Gonna miss it. I do like the Mazda 6, even though I'm kind of talking about everything that it's not going to have or that you can't have next year. I like it. Wish it was sticking around, but times are changing. I'm wondering, just in the back of my mind, did Mazda say, hey, we're done improving? We know, they probably have known for a few years, that we're not going to continue the Mazda 6. Let's not worry about investing in the infotainment screen, the dial knob out and down below. We're going to stay with that, and we're not going to include a wireless charging pad. We're going to have the USBs as our charging ports, which I think is a mistake. I mean, more and more people want to have their phone just laying down, charging automatically, not having to deal with cables and cords. I agree. I wouldn't want to do that either. Sometimes you have to based on the year of your vehicle. Also, they don't have USBs in the back below the vent, the heater by your feet. They do have it in the fold-down armrest, which also in this trim level has heated seats for the both passengers in the back, which is kind of cool, but the USBs are inside a little compartment. So you do have USBs in the back, but they're not in the typical spot you would find down by the vent near your feet. So people are going to be charged, but not where you usually see it. And again, with the technology, with the dial down below that controls your infotainment screen, this is a concern that some people have, and I would too. You can't touch the screen while you're driving to change anything. I'm pressing it, the home button, I want to pause or skip, can't do it. It's all got to be voice command or through the dial down below. So one less option for people who want that option. Overall, I'm just kind of bummed. I'm gonna miss the opportunity to see how this car was going to evolve over the years. I've been driving this one and reviewing it for years as it is, and this was about the time you'd have to make a change to be competitive with all the new models coming out and other brands
adding a few tweaks and turns, whether it was on the inside or outside, to make their cars more competitive. And the Mazda 6 just couldn't keep up. So your MSRP range on a 2021 Mazda 6 today is between $24,500 and $36,000. Yes, it is definitely worth a test drive and something you should take a closer look at. But maybe wait around a few years. It'll be cheaper in 2022 and 2023 and 2024. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. Bye, Mazda 6. See you next time. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.